The power of silence. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most challenging things in life is staying silent after being disrespected. Our natural instinct is to defend ourselves, to retaliate, and to let the other person know they've crossed a line. Yet, true strength is not measured by the loudness of our voice, but by our ability to maintain control. When someone disrespects you, their goal is often to provoke a reaction, anger, frustration, or even rage. If you give in to this impulse, you hand them control over your emotions. However, when you choose silence, you retain your power. This is not weakness. On the contrary, it is a profound demonstration of self-restraint, an attribute often misunderstood but crucial for emotional mastery. Restraint is an underrated form of strength. It requires immense inner composure to remain calm when your instinct is to retaliate. In a world where emotions often govern actions, the ability to control your reactions signifies maturity and personal growth. It allows you to step back, reflect, and respond intentionally rather than impulsively. When faced with disrespect, the temptation to lash out can be overwhelming. A demeaning tone or a dismissive comment strikes at our ego, triggering an innate need to assert our worth. But giving in to this impulse often leads to regret. Reacting in the heat of the moment not only escalates the situation, but also grants the offending party the satisfaction of controlling your behavior. True strength lies in breaking this cycle by choosing a response grounded in wisdom and clarity. Remaining silent doesn't mean ignoring disrespect. It means choosing a more deliberate path. Silence creates space for reflection, enabling you to assess whether a response is necessary or if the situation is best left unaddressed. This calculated restraint gives you an advantage in social dynamics. It disarms the other party, disrupting their expectations and neutralizing their attempt to provoke you. In doing so, you maintain the upper hand, not through force or aggression, but through mastery of your emotions. Cultivating restraint takes time and effort. For most people, the natural response to provocation is swift and emotional. Restraint requires pausing, breathing, and thinking before acting. It demands self-awareness, the ability to recognize rising emotions and redirect them constructively. By mastering this skill, you build emotional resilience, protecting your peace of mind from external disturbances. Reacting impulsively to negativity drains your energy and keeps you in a perpetual state of defensiveness. In contrast, practicing restraint allows you to reclaim control over your emotional state. Over time, the things that once angered or upset you lose their power. You become more composed, centered, and less reactive. This emotional stability enhances not only your well-being, but also your relationships and reputation. Emotional intelligence plays a significant role in practicing restraint. It enables you to see beyond the surface of someone's disrespect, understanding that their behavior may stem from their own frustrations, insecurities, or unresolved tensions. By choosing calm over conflict, you protect your mental equilibrium while avoiding unnecessary escalation. Emotional intelligence transforms interactions, allowing for compassion or, at the very least, a refusal to add fuel to the fire. Ultimately, restraint shapes how others perceive you. Those who react impulsively are often seen as volatile or difficult, while those who demonstrate self-control are viewed as reliable and composed. These individuals inspire trust and respect, even in challenging situations. Their composure under pressure makes them leaders in the eyes of others. In moments of disrespect, controlling your reactions is not about suppressing your emotions, but managing them. It requires recognizing that impulsive reactions rarely serve us in the long run. Pausing to consider the consequences allows you to respond thoughtfully, aligning your actions with your values rather than fleeting emotions. This distinction between reacting and responding is crucial. Reactions are immediate and impulsive, driven by raw emotion. Responses, on the other hand, are deliberate and thoughtful, prioritizing long-term outcomes over momentary satisfaction. By transitioning from being reactive to being responsive, you shift the power dynamics in your favor. You lead the interaction rather than being led by it. Silence, therefore, becomes a powerful tool for de-escalation. By refraining from confrontation, you signal maturity and strength, preserving relationships and reputations while safeguarding your peace of mind. It demonstrates that you prioritize thoughtfulness over impulsiveness, embodying the emotional discipline that fosters both inner tranquility and external respect, entrusting disrespect and injustice to a higher perspective. In both professional and personal realms, mastering self-control is not merely a defensive measure. It is a mark of wisdom and maturity that earns the respect of others. The ability to remain composed under pressure signals emotional intelligence, resilience, and a deep sense of self-awareness. People admire those who can rise above their emotions and respond with deliberation rather than impulse. In contrast, those who react impulsively to disrespect risk being perceived as volatile or difficult to engage with. Losing control in the face of offense diverts your focus from the bigger picture, your goals, values, and long-term priorities. While disrespect is undeniably hurtful, it is often a mere distraction. Allowing it to consume you drains energy and detracts from the things that truly matter. By choosing to maintain composure, you preserve your momentum and avoid being derailed by someone else's negativity. This mindset is particularly crucial in settings such as the workplace, where professionalism and focus are fundamental to success. Emotional reactions to every slight or insult not only deplete your mental and emotional reserves, but also leave you vulnerable to regret. By exercising restraint, you conserve your energy for more meaningful pursuits and guard against being pulled into a cycle of negativity. Emotional resilience, the foundation of strength. Over time, controlling your reaction builds emotional resilience. It trains you to face difficult situations with a sense of calm and clarity, rather than being overwhelmed by them. This does not mean that you ignore disrespect or injustice altogether. It means that you approach these moments with intentionality. You decide when and how to address the situation in a way that aligns with your values and the outcome you desire. Sometimes the most powerful response to disrespect is silence. At other times, a calm, assertive conversation may be necessary to reaffirm your boundaries. The key lies in not letting another person's behavior dictate your response. Instead, you make a conscious choice about how to proceed, ensuring your actions reflect your principles rather than being driven by raw emotion. Self-respect lies at the heart of this approach. When someone disrespects you, it can feel like an attack on your dignity or worth. The instinctive reaction might be to retaliate or defend yourself. However, true self-respect means recognizing that your value is not diminished by someone else's behavior. Your worth is inherent and immutable. How you choose to respond speaks volumes about your character, far more than the disrespect itself ever could. The strength of self-respect. Self-respect does not mean tolerating mistreatment or allowing others to walk over you. On the contrary, it empowers you to rise above negativity and destructive behavior. It helps you preserve your sense of self-worth by refusing to engage in exchanges that would undermine your integrity. Disrespect from others may sting, but it does not define you. Your identity and value are grounded in who you are, not in the opinions or actions of others. When you fully grasp this truth, you begin to see that disrespect often reveals more about the person delivering it than the one receiving it. People who project disrespect are often wrestling with their own insecurities, frustrations, or pain. Understanding this can make it easier to remain grounded in your self-worth and avoid taking their words or actions personally. Self-respect also means knowing when to disengage. Walking away from toxic interactions is not an act of weakness, but one of preservation. It demonstrates that you value your energy, peace, and focus too much to waste them on someone who does not recognize your worth. In this way, silence becomes a powerful tool, a declaration that you refuse to be dragged into negativity. The art of choosing your battles. Disrespect often challenges your personal boundaries. While it's important to assert those boundaries, doing so doesn't always require confrontation. At times, the most effective way to uphold your values is to refuse participation in a toxic exchange. This doesn't mean condoning mistreatment. It means protecting your emotional and mental well-being by not allowing negativity to dictate your state of mind. Self-respect equips you to manage your emotions in challenging situations. While anger or defensiveness may be natural reactions to disrespect, acting on those emotions often does more harm than good. Impulsive responses can escalate conflicts, lead to regret, and detract from your goals. A more constructive approach involves taking a step back, breathing, and reflecting on whether a reaction is truly necessary or beneficial. The ability to choose your battles is a cornerstone of emotional intelligence. Not every insult or slight demands a response. By pausing to assess whether engaging will contribute to a positive outcome, you avoid being consumed by trivial conflicts. This discernment not only preserves your energy, but also ensures that you remain focused on what truly matters. Forgiveness and resilience, hallmarks of inner strength. Respecting yourself also involves practicing forgiveness, not necessarily for those who have wronged you, but for yourself. It is easy to replay moments of disrespect in your mind, wishing you had handled them differently. However, self-respect calls for extending grace to yourself, understanding that no one responds perfectly in every situation. What matters is that you carry yourself with dignity and learn from the experience rather than dwelling on it. Disrespect, while painful, can be an opportunity to reaffirm your self-worth and resilience. It challenges you to stay grounded in your values, choose your responses wisely, and remain calm amid the storm. Over time, this practice builds inner strength, enabling you to navigate future challenges with poise and composure. Leading by example, self-respect is not only empowering but also contagious. When you carry yourself with dignity and assurance, others take notice. You set a standard for how you expect to be treated and show that you will not tolerate behavior that falls short of that standard. In doing so, you inspire others to respect themselves and cultivate healthier, more respectful relationships. Ultimately, self-respect is about protecting your emotional well-being and maintaining control over your life's direction. By choosing your battles wisely, you preserve your energy for what truly matters and rise above negativity. This deliberate, intentional approach reflects strength, maturity, and wisdom, qualities that define the best version of yourself.